be sure to check out any new content. Okay, so starting with pile one, where we have an amethyst stone. Pile two, where this is a very special type of selenite. I like it because it reminds me of a butt. Pile three with a red jasper. And pile four with a rose quartz. All right, so getting right into it and jumping into pile one. Pile one. All right, first up we have the Ace of Swords reversed, the Queen of Cups, the Five of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed. And we'll put these to the side for a minute. So just really looking over here, reaching out to the spirit guides for pile one, wanting to let them come through with any messages specific to pile one about their situation and who this person is particularly in their life. The energy for this one is particularly complicated. I feel that there has been a lot in this situation where pile one has been made to feel as if they're being underestimated. Confusion has been running rampant. There are communication issues. I even feel as if the things that you have been communicated haven't been respected. This person may also have temper issues. There's been a lot of verbal abuse. There has been situations where they've attempted to gaslight you or basically make you out to feel confused when you've tried to call them out or talk to them about things. The Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is specifically with all aces, it's supposed to talk about new beginnings, realization, sometimes awakenings, mental clarity. Also, it should be representing breakthroughs in communication, especially from the situation where maybe you've been having difficulty navigating how you feel, or if you feel as if you are appropriately projecting things, or maybe that is something that they've made you feel as if they were projecting things on you. Because with the Ace of Swords being reversed, there is a lot of information that needs to come into your field of view, maybe even things that have been broadening your worldview. And I feel that this is a kind of energy where, I don't know, the word bottom feeding comes to mind. It's like, I feel like you may have been in a situation where there was a energy vampire that attached to you, and it just, the draining of your energy has been clouding your mind in a way. And that's really upsetting for me, especially with you having the Queen of Cups. Now, this could be you. Energy does not know gender. So this could be you, the feminine, or it could be the person that you were initially feeling emotionally tied to, how they presented themselves to you in the beginning. Because both of these cards with the 4-card spread, they are basically showing us what your current energy in this situation may be, and anything that is associated with the past, present, and future is moving forward like that for me. And I feel if that is the case with the Queen of Cups, either you are the kind of person who is very empathetic, very emotionally sound, very emotionally opening. You're the kind of person who's very warm, and you're the kind of person that people often come to when they feel as if they were needing emotionally healing, or emotional healing in the way of talking to you about their feelings. either way, the Queen of Cups is someone who also is considered very psychic, very clairvoyant, and they have great skill in navigating emotionally stressful situations. Um, and I feel that this person may have been demonstrating a level of emotional awareness in the beginning that allowed them to kind of get in, so to speak. This may have been someone that is also could be a best friend of yours, I'm feeling. Um, and with this, I think that there is some, I feel like that you have been needing to defend yourself a lot, especially with the Ace of Swords. So, upright, the Ace of Swords is very proud, very forward moving. And when it's reversed like this, as you can see, the blade is turned down, kind of in a way of needing to defend yourself. Because our minds are like that. We can use them for good or for bad. We can use our thoughts or communications to get our point of view through or to defend ourselves. And I feel as if either you've been made to defend yourself or this person has been very defensive with you as well. With you having been drawn to this amethyst stone for picking this pile, the amethyst stone is a stone of metaphysical and spiritual healing, protection, energy healing as well. It is a kind of stone that I would pull for myself when there may have been a lot of negative energy around. Black stones are best for protection, but if you are in doubt, amethyst is a great stone to use in terms of negating any negative feelings or any negative, kind of predation or predatory actions towards you. With the Five of Cups here, I feel that this is the present air around you. Upright, the Five of Cups talks about us essentially being in a place where we are struggling with a sense of loss, grief over something that we feel has been taken away from us. And it's supposed to discuss how, as a result of those feelings, we find it difficult to navigate the reality that we still have a lot left, And what usually I would say, because the card is drawing my eye to the moon here, is that there are a lot of things that have come to light, a lot of things that may have been said or communicated, and there may have been situations where I feel as if you were being made to feel so heavy, so mistreated, so misused, so abused. And that can happen. When you're a very empathetic person, emotional manipulation can be used against you by the person leaning on those aspects of yourself. And one of the things that really draws my eye to this card is this person here in the ocean in front of her holding this knife upward. I don't know if it's suggesting that what they call a thread cutting or a banishment spell needs to be done. Essentially, when you have a relationship with someone, it can be on any level, even with family. It may sometimes be very hard to move forward because their energy is still around you, clouding your judgment, like with this Ace of Swords reverse, making you feel as if, if you felt bad, now you feel worse, even as you're trying to attempt to navigate this situation where you're potentially wanting to leave or try to make things better. And with this card coming out reversed, I do believe that it may feel as if things will get worse before they have gotten better. But I think that it's also important to take the fact that with this card coming up reverse, it does talk about you leaving this energy. You recognizing that even if this other person doesn't respect your point of view, what you think and feel does have value, and how you will no longer allow them to use your emotional, bandwidth, emotional availability against you. And then we come now here to the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a card that usually talks about a lot of spiritual vigor, energy, vitality, sometimes even talks about travel. It talks about pursuing something with the hope of making it bigger. And when this card comes out reverse, one of the first things that I associate it with, especially if this relationship was romantic, although it doesn't have to be, is someone being flighty, non-committal, where they would usually be open and very fun, upright. With this reverse, they're very closed off, very judgmental, very draining. This can also talk about feelings of depression. And I mentioned before, someone being an energy vampire. Basically, an energy vampire is anyone who just kind of drains you, either by being incredibly negative about someone who is maybe emotionally vicious, someone who brandishes their charisma as a weapon, so to speak. You know, a lot of manipulation, a lot of promises they don't keep, a lot of coming in and out of your life. And this puts you in a place where you feel as if this relationship has no emotional viability. So let's draw your oracle cards and get more insight onto this. So first card out, we have triumphant success, mental conflict. Ooh, okay. Fertility, which is in this oracle deck, is the Empress, and that came out reversed. We don't recognize reversals in this deck, but hey, that definitely was a message for you. Sorry if you can't see that. That's balance. And this is intuition. And by the way, I intended to draw the same number of cards for all of these spreads, but if more or less cards came out, I take that. So triumphant success and mental conflict. So these two are representative of the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords, respectfully. And it talks to me about you regretting things and wishing that you had done things differently. And I feel that this is the kind of thing that comes up when you are attempting to basically placate yourself about why you shouldn't break up, or if you've broken up already, why you did break up. It's kind of the energy of regrets as well. But I also want to say that it's a safe bet that you needed to do this for your mental health. This person was clouding your sense of judgment. They were taking advantage of you and your emotional well-being. They were likely being emotionally abusive to you. They were likely talking very badly to you, talking down to you, making you feel confused, making you feel lost, making you feel as if you had no voice. And all of these things, basically, it makes your self-esteem fall like a rock, which explains why the fertility card came out reversed. The fertility card, as I mentioned before, is the oracle version of the Empress. And the Empress is what I refer to as the bad bitch card. And when it comes out reversed like this, a situation has really fundamentally affected your sense of self-esteem and self-confidence. And you are the kind of person that other people want to be with, want to be around. You're wonderful. You share what you have with others. You're abundant. You're very down to earth. You're very charismatic. You're a natural leader. You have so much to offer, so much to give that, of course, you would attract people like this sometimes. Even I have my difficulties with navigating dating and friendships with people who really just want to get in and get all of your energy reserves and basically just build a home in your life and don't give anything back to you and don't treat you with the respect you deserve. Intuition. So the intuition is one, how we are able to navigate our lives in a way that best benefits us, where we are feeling heard, where we are feeling respected, where we are feeling a strong sense of trust to our inner knowing, our gut, our intuition. This is definitely a message from spirit about you needing to really go within and reflect on how you ended up here, you know? With the Empress card is often a card associated with being a wife or maybe even marriage. We don't have the Emperor card here to confirm that, but I would say that if this was a relationship where maybe you didn't go through the legal procedures to be married, but it was maybe a long term commitment, that it may be necessary for you to really reconsider what it was that made you marry this person, and if they are still offering you those feelings early on in the beginning of your commitment, if you have been together long term. Also, if you have not been together long term, whether or not you want to continue this relationship long term. And balance. And balance is coming through as with the last card here. I feel as if advice for how you can return to your, original or even better sense of self. Balance allows us to recognize all the lessons that we had to learn while going through whatever situation we've been through, and also in allowing you the space to recognize that you do have everything you need in order to navigate either moving away or finding a new place to stay, with the Knight of Wands being a card that talks about travel. It could be necessary that you leave this situation and that you find somewhere else to go if you've been staying with this person. But let's ask spirit here whether or not you should stay or if you should go. And staying will require a transformation, especially if you're dealing with someone who has a very negative ego. Let me go this way because I pre-shuffled these cards. So, first card here is the World card. So definitely letting you know that this was a cycle of sorts. It may even talk about the beginning of the relationship where you felt like you were on top of the world. This person was offering you a level of sincerity that you really wanted and felt like you really deserved. They may also be pointing out to you yourself, having to recognize that your sphere of influence is a lot greater than you may have realized, and you deciding to cut this person out or move away or travel somewhere else may be a necessity for you at this point. Okay, yep. We have the Two of Cups here reversed. So definitely talking about how this was not a mutually beneficial partnership. Because upright, that is what the Two of Cups represents. It can also be a card that's associated with soulmates. And coming up reverse definitely talks about you having better places to be with the World card, is my understanding. Yeah. And then we have here the Ten of Cups reversed. And the Ten of Cups upright is supposed to represent happiness, marriage, long-term commitment, true joy. It's a card associated with family. For this to be reversed, it does definitely talk about you feeling very depressed and maybe even having felt very, very hopeful at first about the overall potential for the relationship. And here we go. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. So the Queen of Swords is someone who has a great level of diplomacy when it comes to communication. She's not someone who puts up with other people's bullshit. And she's also not someone who minces words when she knows that she needs to relieve a relationship. And for this card to come up reversed, I think that you may be feeling a little bitter because the Queen of Swords reversed is a very cold-hearted person. And while I don't blame you at all if this is the level of emotional, distress that you were going through here, but also at the same time, it is possible for you to thaw your heart again and to open yourself up to new relationships once you've had a period of healing. And the Fool card here definitely talks about that period of healing being very possible for you. It is telling you that it is time for you to make some changes here, time to take a leap of faith and recognize that if this person isn't going to be sincere, then you have no need to stay. And so Since I feel that Spirit is talking about you literally with the Fool card walking away, I would like to see here what would be the energy if you stayed. So we have the King of Coins reversed. So this person will continue to be insincere. They may even have made promises to you about offering like financial stability to you or some kind of long-term commitment. They definitely won't if the card is reversed, because the King of Coins reversed is someone who is not stable at all. Somebody who's not stable at all, not reliable at all, and he's not the kind of person that you would want to have a family with or a long-term commitment. We have the Eight of Swords. So you will continue to feel as if you were imprisoned in this situation, which is definitely not something you want. The King of Swords reverse. So definitely telling you need more clarity in this situation. It also talks about how it may be futile to even continue to try to have conversations with this person. And with the Queen of Swords reversed here, it may have been initially that you thought this was your person, but with the Lover's card reversed, definitely talks about that not being the case. Love doesn't live here anymore, so to speak, and it's definitely time for you to move on to better things and to find better ways of healing and restoring yourself to the person you deserve to be. And then I have here my Oracle of Emanations by Angelarium cards, just to give us some advice for your outcome. So we have here Phanuel, the Angel of Truth. Simikiel, the Angel of Vengeance. Shatiel, the Angel of Silence. And Zachriel, the Angel of Memory. So definitely can tell you right off the bat with these two. Oftentimes with truth, there is the circumstance of what you feel, what they feel, and then the objectivity in the middle. And this talks about you recognizing that even if they don't agree with you, even if they try to argue with you, you know what is true for you, you know what your feelings are, and you don't need to let them gaslight you. With Simikiel here, this talks about you not needing to worry about revenge or anything like that. You don't need to get even. You don't even need to worry about being bitter or holding yourself to any kind of negative emotion about it. Because one thing's for sure is that people earn their karma. And when they mistreat someone, especially if this person has done well by them, they will get what is coming to them. I can assure you of that. Shatiel, the Angel of Silence, definitely talks about, I think, getting into a place of quiet, of getting your own space and coming to terms with what it is that you have gone through, what it is that you have witnessed, finding peace in whatever way you can. Also, I feel like it talks about you needing to, even if it takes you like greasing a few hands to get through, or to find maybe somebody who can listen to you and hear your point of view. But it can also talk about you cutting off contact with this person if you're like co-parenting or something like that. Definitely no need for you to have any conversation past whatever it is the kids need, or pick up and drop off times, for example. And with Zachriel, the Angel of Memory, it can talk about how our memories can be held, and how the best place sometimes for us to be is to be in the present moment. And if you get stuck reliving these moments over and over again in the energy of PTSD, that's okay. There's help out there for you. There are people who can help you find a different way of living, a different way of life. There are sources available, and if there's anyone here who reads this, or who watches this, and you feel that you need somebody to talk to, I'm here, and I am happy to listen to your point of view. But I thank you so much, Pile 1, for being here with me today. And I hope that you are well and that you find all of the healing that you need. And if you did want to book a personal reading, you can find the links below in the description box. And please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Take care.